I did my music and narrative project on my favorite movie of all time, Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit was a 1977 action comedy. It was the second highest box office performance of 1977, which is very impressive considering the only higher grossing box office performance of that year was the original Star Wars. The film was nominated for the Academy Award of Best Film Editing, and it starred many famous actors and actresses of the time. Burt Reynolds, seen on the bottom left in the red and the cowboy hat. Sally Field to the right of him. Jerry Reed, who we will go into more detail after this slide, and Jackie Gleason, who was the sheriff and the villain of the movie, seen in the left of the poster. So, Jerry Reed starred in the movie, and he also wrote a significant portion of the music for the film. Jerry Reed was born in 1937 in Atlanta, Georgia. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and they describe Reed on their website as a hit recording artist, virtuoso guitarist, songwriter, and movie star. So he put his talents to a lot of use. In his career, Reed received three country music Grammys, and he started his career recording for Capitol Records in the mid to late 50s, where he didn't see too much success but did write a lot of songs for people who were more famous than him, such as Elvis. And after his contract with Capitol Records, he enlisted in the military. Once his time in the service was over with, he signed with Columbia and then RCA, scoring greater hits and also working as a session musician. Between 1972 and 1998, Reed starred and also had supporting roles in a wide variety of movies and television. Reed's legacy is he was known for his fast playing and fast talking style of music. He had a claw style of playing the guitar, which referenced the way he played the guitar with his right picking hand. Eastbound and Down is the music I'm going to examine, which is played in Smokey and the Bandit. After the popularity of the film, Eastbound and Down was released as a 7-inch single by RCA, which the label can be seen to the right. Eastbound and Down peaked at number 2 on the US country music charts, and an alternative version of Eastbound and Down called Westbound and Down, with slightly different lyrics, begins the film, which is sensical to the plot, which we will examine later. Reed himself wrote the tune with the help of Dick Feller, and the lyrics tell the plot of the film. And the title references CB radio trucker jargon such as down and out and hammer down. Okay, we are going to examine the scene where they used eastbound and down in the film.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we going to do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just what no bandit run. Shit.
It is quite apparent that the music in this scene plays a large role in enhancing the meaning of the scene. If there was no music, this would just be everyday life on the highway in the 1970s. Anyway, the general plot of the movie is Snowman, played by Jerry Reed, and the Bandit, played by Burt Reynolds, are offered a lot of money, and the truck Jerry Reed is driving by Big and Little Enos Burdett to pick up 400 cases of Coors beer in Texarkana and bring it back to Atlanta in 28 hours. At the time, this was illegal and was considered bootlegging, as they say, and that's why there's such a high police presence. Just prior to the scene, there's a romantic scene between Frog, played by Sally Field, and the Bandit, and Snowman gets into a fight at a truck stop. And during this scene, this is when Snowman and the Bandit and Frog have the beer and they are quickly racing back to Atlanta. There's a high police presence at this point. Not only is the original villain, the sheriff Buford T. Justice, after all of them, but now there's police from all sorts of counties and districts. They got helicopters and they got roadblocks and everything to try and stop the Bandit. In this scene, when they play Eastbound and Down, there's a convoy of truckers that help to ward off the police and hide the Bandit. And Jerry Reed comes by, and while his own song is playing, and honks his air horn at all the truckers to thank them for making the convoy. And at the end of the scene, the sheriff believes he's finally caught the Bandit, but he has just caught only a captain of another police force. So, how does this music add to the meaning of the film? Well, for one, the tempo is quite fast, and this accompanies the exciting, dangerous, and thrilling activity of bootlegging cores across state lines, which is highly illegal at the time. The timbre of the banjo and the twang electric guitar has large significance. This music or this film was a big hit, especially in the South. Some people in the South even see it more as a documentary. And the banjo and the twang electric guitar have deep associations with country music, the South, and even bootlegging. So the music was, interestingly enough, as a polyphonic texture, and this allowed for the song to become a big Billboard hit, hitting number 2 on the country music charts back in 1977. The rhythm adds to the meaning of the film. It's played on an acoustic drum kit, and it's very fast and steady rhythm throughout the song, and this adds to the exciting, dangerous, and thrilling nature of the scene. And it also imitates how a big rig truck or a Trans Am is fast and steady racing down the interstate. And there's also repetition. The lyrics to the chorus reinforce the plot line, and this is sort of the ending of the movie, so it's sort of a feel good scene where you can recount what happened in the movie, and this song does that to a T. And the music also adds to the meaning of the film by using dynamic level. When it's just scenes of the Trans Am and the police and the trucks racing down the highway, the dynamic level crescendos and it's much higher. And when there's dialogue, the music decrescendos so you can hear the dialogue better. So all these things together add meaning to the scene. If the music wasn't there, again, it would be a rather boring scene of just people talking and racing down the highway, but this adds the excitement, danger, and thrilling nature of bootlegging beers and high speed chase from the police. Lastly, I have my works cited in alphabetical order of where I got all my information and scenes from. Thanks for listening.